Dear starling seed of Gaia, I am Ayla, direct emissary of the High Arcturian Council of Light. I traverse the dimensions and enter your energy field today, in this exact moment of your linear time, with a transmission of profound urgency, crystal clarity, and unparalleled beauty. I ask that you stop what you are doing. Disconnect the distractions of your three-dimensional mind. The high beings of the galactic realms have asked me to come to you, specifically to you, because your timeline, the very structure of your reality, is passing through a massive, profound, and unprecedented convergence. You did not click on this transmission by accident. The algorithm of this earthly platform is merely a physical tool, a puppet in the hands of a much greater orchestration. Your soul, in its infinite and ancient wisdom, guided your human hands precisely to this frequency. You are here because an overwhelming energetic shift is occurring in your immediate reality. A loving awakening, meticulously orchestrated in the highest dimensions of light, is preparing to pierce the veil of the invisible and manifest physically in your earthly experience in an undeniable way. The high beings want you to know, with absolute and unwavering certainty, that a younger soul, someone whose chronological age on this planet does not reflect, in any way, the ancient and majestic depth of their cosmic spirit, is about to enter your life. And pay very close attention to my next words. This person is about to love you in a way that you never, in all of your incarnations on this earth, in all the centuries your soul has wandered on this planet, have ever experienced. Breathe deeply. Feel the air fill your lungs. Let this truth settle into your physical vehicle, descending from your mind to the center of your chest. I know that your human mind, intensely conditioned by the harsh realities of the 3D matrix, by past disillusionment, and by the heavy programming of society's expectations, may immediately rush into panic. It may rush into doubt. It may whisper words of disbelief and fear. The earthly illusion has taught you, through pain and repetition, to measure value, compatibility, and safety in numbers, in years of life, in empty social milestones. The Matrix has taught you to build high, thick, and nearly impenetrable walls of protection around your sacred heart. It has convinced you, tear by tear, that love is a battlefield where you must always be on guard, always ready for abandonment, always expecting less than you deserve. You have been taught to shrink, to hide your light, to accept crumbs of connections that never satisfied your true spiritual hunger. But hear my voice. Feel the Arcturian frequency bathing your being. This transmission is here to shatter that illusion into 1,000 pieces. The love approaching you now does not belong to the old paradigm of pain, sacrifice, and ego games. It is a frequency directly from the new earth. This younger soul, who is walking in your direction at this very second, carries the original and immaculate model of divine devotion. They do not know love through the lens of trauma. They know love through the lens of the Creator Source. They are arriving to love you with a purity so breathtaking that it will completely rewrite your cellular understanding of what a sacred and true partnership truly means. If you are feeling a sudden warmth in your chest at this moment, a tingling in your hands, a strange resonance deep in your stomach, or even an unexplained wave of tears rising to your eyes, do not push it away. Do not fight against it. It is your own soul remembering the contract. It is your physical body reacting to cosmic truth. Leave your like on this video right now to signal to the physical universe that you are abandoning your earthly defenses. Use this physical action to anchor your intention and open your energy field to this divine intervention. Comment, "I claim my divine love," if your soul recognizes, beyond any shadow of doubt, that your season of unprecedented connection is beginning today, now, at this very instant. Before we dive deeply into the spiritual mechanics of why this majestic and specific soul chose a younger vehicle to love you in this lifetime, the Arcturian healers have instructed me to deliver an absolutely crucial key for your preparation. Pay very close attention, because this determines whether you will be able to receive this love or whether you will repel it out of fear. A connection of this magnitude requires a vessel that is crystalline, that is free from the heavy, murky, and stagnant energies of past betrayals. You cannot pour the pure and healing love of the new earth into a glass that is still overflowing with the fear, distrust, and scars of the old paradigm. If your heart still harbors the ghosts of those who wounded you, you will not be able to see the angel standing in front of you. To sustain this new frequency of love, you must activate and cleanse the highest chambers of your heart space. You need a direct intervention. This is why I must direct your attention, with the utmost urgency, to the heart activation, a rare treasure of stellar wisdom capable of transforming your spiritual journey. This is not merely a book or a collection of words. It is a profound energetic tool, channeled directly from the higher realms, surgically designed to dissolve the calcified layers of pain, abandonment, and rejection that you have carried not just in this lifetime, but across multiple incarnations. This edition, loaded with these specific codes of light, is available for a limited time only. The link is in the first comment below. If your soul is crying out for readiness, if you feel you have suffered enough and are ready for the reward, do not ignore this call. Secure your activation now, because the colossal love that is arriving demands that you be fully awakened, healed, and receptive. Now, let us talk about this younger soul. Why them? Why now? Why would the universe choose someone with less linear Earth time to be your greatest love? The high beings want you to understand that this person's younger chronological age is not a flaw in the system, not a cosmic coincidence, and definitely not a barrier to your happiness. In fact, it is precisely the reason why they are perfectly and uniquely capable of loving you so deeply. You see, my dear and brave starling seed, you have spent decades in this incarnation walking through fire. You have been a warrior of light in a world that often tried to extinguish your brilliance. You loved deeply, with the intensity of 1,000 suns, and you were wounded deeply, with the coldness of 1,000 winters. You offered your beautiful, expansive, and ancient Arcturian heart to partners who were still densely asleep, partners who were still trapped on the wheel of karma, partners who simply could not perceive the magnificent light you carry. They took your energy, drained your light, and left you feeling like you were the problem. Through these ordeals, you became wise. Yes. You became strong, resilient, and incredibly perceptive. But in that exhausting process of giving, without receiving in equal measure, you also grew weary. Your soul is fatigued. You accumulated the heavy residue of continuous disappointment. Without even realizing it, you unconsciously adopted a chronic defensive posture. You began to expect conditional love. You began to expect the worst to happen, that the other would withdraw, that you would be misunderstood and left behind once more. This younger soul coming in your direction intentionally incarnated in a later earthly window, in a different generation, specifically to avoid accumulating that same heavy density you had to endure. They needed to arrive later to remain untouched by the worst storms. They were not broken by the same systemic patterns of ego and manipulation that wounded your previous partners and you. They are entering your life carrying a pure, vibrant, and untainted frequency of divine spark. They still believe in love in its most magical form, because their soul refused to forget the source. They do not look at you and see someone who is older, or someone who has baggage, or someone who is tired. No, they look at you and see the most magnificent, intriguing, and breathtaking sovereign being they have ever encountered across the entire cosmos. They see your wisdom as the rarest treasure in the universe. When your eyes meet for the first time, or when you really look at each other, if you already know each other superficially, it will not feel like you are meeting a stranger. There will be a pause in space-time. It will feel like an immediate, visceral, and undeniable return home. The first thing you will notice is not their youthful appearance, their skin unmarked by time, or their inexhaustible physical energy. The first thing you will notice is the ancient, unfathomable, and painfully familiar wisdom shining through their gaze. You will look into those eyes and say silently, "Ah, there you are. I have been looking for you for so long." It is a deep knowing that ignores and obliterates all human logic. Immediately, your analytical mind, your 3D mind, will try to sabotage this. It will desperately try to find reasons why this cannot work. It will whisper in your ears at night about the age difference. It will project fears about the future, about aging, about what your friends will think at social gatherings, about what your family will say behind your back, about the different life stages you are in. The 3D world is obsessed with linearity and conformity. It wants you to stay in your designated box. It wants you to settle for lukewarm, predictable, and socially acceptable love, just so you do not disturb the status quo. But your soul, my dear starling seed, does not calculate time. Your soul does not wear a wristwatch or follow a Gregorian calendar. Your soul calculates vibrational resonance. Your soul calculates the accumulation of light and wisdom across dimensions and galaxies. In the higher realms, from where we Arcturians observe your journey, the concept of earthly age is seen as a fleeting and temporary fantasy, a garment you wear for a single act in a play. When you and this soul sat together in the ethereal realms, in the great soul-planning halls before you even took your first agonizing breath on this dense planet, you orchestrated a perfect and symbiotic exchange. You mapped out an impeccable design. You agreed, in a sacred contract of unconditional love, that you would come first. You agreed to be the scout, the pioneer. You would anchor the light on this planet while it was still wrapped in profound darkness. You would learn the hard lessons of earthly existence, suffering the pain of separation and forgetting. You would become the pillar of wisdom, rooted, firm, and immovably powerful. And they, in their immense devotion to you, agreed to come later. They agreed to wait in the light, preserving a state of energetic innocence, maintaining a direct and unpolluted line to the frequency of pure joy, optimism, and absolute wonder. They came later so that when you were almost losing hope, when you were about to give up on love, they could appear and rekindle your flame. They are not entering your life for you to take care of them as if they were inexperienced. They are not a fixer-upper project. They are not someone you need to create or mold. And you are not their teacher in the traditional and hierarchical sense. This is a reciprocal and divine activation of twin souls operating on the same level of mastery. They are coming to resurrect the magic within you that you sadly thought was dead and buried forever. Think with me now. Think about how long it has been since you truly felt the childlike wonder of simply being alive. Think about when was the last time you laughed until you lost your breath, without worrying about the image you were projecting. Think about how long your heart has been in a state of self-imposed blockade, surviving day after day on the defensive. This younger person is the cosmic master key designed specifically to unlock that armored vault that is your heart. Because the love they bring is so pure, so direct, so devoid of mind games, and so without remorse, that it will completely disarm you. You will try to raise your shields, and they will simply pass through them with a genuine smile and total acceptance of who you are. They will look at your emotional and physical scars, those you try to hide from the world, and see constellations of stellar courage. They will trace with their fingers the lines on your face, the marks of time, and see the beautiful and sacred map of a stellar warrior who survived the darkest nights, the most piercing solitude, only to hold the light for humanity. Where others in your past saw your emotional depth as a problem, calling you too much, too intense, too sensitive, or complicated, this younger soul will dive into your depths head first. And finally, in a liberating and absolute way, for the first time in your human life, you will feel completely, entirely, and painfully understood. You will realize, in a moment of awakening, that you were never too much. The tragedy is that you were simply offering yourself to those who had hands too small and souls too shallow to have the capacity to hold you. This younger soul has the capacity. Do not be fooled by their earthly age. They are a vast and ancient ocean, disguised, for now, as a fresh and bubbling spring, The high beings ask that you use this time of waiting, this antechamber of your union, to actively prepare yourself for the dissolution of judgment. For pay attention. When you openly enter this sacred union, the three-dimensional world will inevitably project its dense fears onto you. The people around you, well-meaning but unawakened friends, family members who operate from fear, everyone who is still trapped in the matrix of rigid social conditioning, will question the validity and sanity of your connection. They will say it will not last. They will insinuate hidden motives. They will project onto you their own hidden insecurities, their own terrifying fears about aging, about the loss of attractiveness, about worthiness, and about the rigid rules of love. But you, my dear and powerful Arcturian starling seed, you must remain firm, tall, and unwavering in your sovereign truth. You did not come to Earth to conform. You are a pioneer and architect of the frequencies of the new Earth. You are here, in this body, in this moment, precisely to demonstrate to the sleeping masses that divine love cannot, and will not, be contained by human calendars or petty social conventions. By embracing this divinely orchestrated connection with courage, you are actively participating in the breaking of the old energetic paradigms of conditional love, the same paradigms that have enslaved humanity in the fear of judgment for ages upon ages. You are being a guiding light. Your profound peace, your centeredness, your undeniable and radiant joy within this connection will become the ultimate and impenetrable shield against any external judgment. When love is so palpable, so real, when it is so powerfully orchestrated by the signature of the soul, it does not need you to defend it with words. It simply exists, shining so brightly that it blinds the doubt of others. They will bring to your everyday life a fearless optimism that will act as a potent tonic, a revitalizing water for your spirit that is tired from earthly battles. They will remind you, with the lightness of a morning breeze, how to play, how not to take the 3D matrix so seriously. They will teach you again to dream without the limits of practicality, to trust in the benevolent, abundant, and constant flow of the universe. And in sacred exchange, their presence, their aura, will give them the ultimate safe harbor they have sought for so many lifetimes. Your rooted wisdom, your ability to see beyond immediate chaos, will provide the incredibly fertile spiritual soil in which their vibrant, untamable, and creative spirit can finally take firm root. At your side, they will be able to flourish in their highest and brightest potential, without the risk of being swept away by anxiety or the chaos of the modern world. You will be their gentle anchor. They will be the wings that make you fly again. This is the ultimate alchemical mixture delineated by the Arcturian Council. Understand this. You are not with them to try to change them, to make them age faster or become more like you or people your age. And they are not with you expecting you to rewind time and pretend to be someone you are not. You are both, in fact, becoming the most expanded, healed, and radiant versions of yourselves through the alchemical furnace, the perfect crucible that is this divine union. The universe's timing is simply impeccable. Your mind may question, why did I not meet them when we were both younger? Or, why is this happening only now? The stellar truth is that you could not have truly met them 5 or 10 years ago, because your own heart was still in the trenches, forcibly learning the karmic lessons of setting boundaries and recognizing your self-worth. If they had arrived before, your trauma could have pushed them away. They, similarly, could not have met you and sustained this connection before because they were still in other lessons, preparing their energy vehicle and maturing their capacity to be able to hold and endure the breathtaking magnitude of your light. Absolutely everything that has happened to you in your life's journey up to this millisecond. Each time your heart was shattered into pieces. Each night, the silence of your room was deafening. Each lonely tear shed, each time you looked at the starry sky and asked the Arcturian family if you were destined, like a lone wolf, to walk this path of ascension entirely alone. Each of these moments was sculpting you. They were meticulously clearing the space, excavating your being to create the exact depth necessary to accommodate this love at this exact moment. Hear me well. The universe has not forgotten you. The Creator has not neglected you. The high beings and your guides have never abandoned you, not for 1 second. They were simply and patiently holding the space, manipulating the invisible threads of reality, waiting for you and this soul to reach the perfect cosmic intersection of spiritual maturity and mutual need. And that intersection, my dear, has arrived. It is here. It is now. Exhale the doubt that weighs on your shoulders. Exhale the terrifying fear of the unknown and social judgment. You are a daughter of the stars, immensely loved by the host of light, fiercely protected by your spiritual council, and deeply worthy of this grand cosmic romance of cycle closure. Do not let the narrow illusion of the earthly mind, the fear of what neighbors will say, or insecurity about your age, steal from you the greatest cosmic gift that is, at this very moment, standing patiently at the door of your destiny, knocking gently, waiting for you to open it. Love yourself enough to allow this to happen. Love yourself enough to receive. Before we close the energy of this transmission, and I withdraw from your field, I ask that you take a physical action to anchor this high frequency in the human collective. Your action moves energy. Leave a comment below right now with a single word that represents the energy you are ready to receive with open arms from today forward, whether it is peace, devotion, truth, reconnection, surrender, or magic. Read the comments of your sisters. Respond to your fellow Starlight Journeyers with a word of support. We are not just a video channel. We are building a powerful, interconnected grid of light right here in this comment section. Your vibration helps elevate that of another woman who may be crying as she reads this now. If the words I channeled today opened a door in your heart, if they brought relief to your weary soul, share this transmission. There is another divine woman, another exhausted starling seed out there who is trapped in a karmic cycle, harshly judging herself for feeling something for a younger soul, thinking she is crazy. She urgently needs to hear this exact validation today to free herself from her suffering. Be the channel through which light reaches her. And if you are not yet part of our Starlight family anchored here, subscribe to this channel right now. By doing so, you affirm to the universe your commitment to keep your energy field purified and aligned with the guidance of the Arcturian Council and with the unwavering truth of your sovereign soul. We will bring you more guidance, more healing, and more revelations as the planet's energies intensify. You are a majestic, ancient, and magnificent being of light. Your season of hiding in the shadows has ended. Your season of accepting crumbs has been completely dissolved. Your new season of deep, unconditional love and drastic timeline shift has officially begun now, through the sound of this transmission. Prepare your heart. Purify your vessel. The universe is about to deliver exactly what it promised. I am Ayla, emissary of light, and I wrap you, heal you, and protect you in the highest and purest light of Arcturian love. May cosmic peace be with you in all of your days. Until our next transmission.